So already this Christmas haul is technically a bit disappointing. Now, the past 2 years, what's happened is that there's been like one that was outstanding. I think 2 years ago, one of them was a pre-order, if I'm not mistaken, and the pre-order was already not coming in on Christmas Day. It was like a few days after Christmas. The other one, last year, I just had given one of them because it's outside the family. But I gave my sister. I just gave to her too late the books that I wanted, so she gave me a gift card to pay for the last two, and I was like, I had to wait until 2 days afterwards. This year, you will see what happened. Technically speaking, I did get all the books I ordered before Christmas. Actually, one was the day before Christmas, but before Christmas Day. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first up is, I never thought that this author would do. I never figured this author. I never would imagine this. I guess that's how I say it. This author would done anything for this publisher, and that is Christos Gage's Sunset from Image Comics. The most that I remembered Christos Gage doing was an Avatar Press book called Absolution, which I really dug. So I automatically was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this right away. We're getting this for this. We're getting this year. And what's nice is that I had an open slot. So basically, what I do for like everyone that's not like my parents, they just let me order what I want on Amazon, so long as I'm within the budget. If I go over the budget, like, okay, no, not that. But like for my sister and her boyfriend, and if it's my birthday outside the family, like aunts and uncles, I'll just have a little list on my phone. And that's what I did this time. And luckily, I technically had an open slot. I was gonna get this other book. I was like, we'll get Sunset instead. Now, one thing that is, in retrospect, that kind of does piss me off about this book is that, what's the cover price? Okay, so cover price is $20 for a small book like this. Obviously, you guys know that I'm a huge Image Comics fan. For those of you who don't know, that entire shelf over there, I can kind of do it. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna do this. This book is gonna fall off. But basically, the whole entire shelf that's right next to me, that you'll see if you guys watch my live streams with Legion of Comics, behind me, it's all Image Comics. Every last book is Image. So I'm a huge Image Comics fan. Now, why that specific publisher? Because it wouldn't make any sense. Like, what? Do they just, like, only hire good people? And for the most part, yes. For the most part, they have a consistently good quality. There's a reason for why, like, I'm always buying books at least once a month since last August. At least one book I bought was one I'd read previously from my local library. I liked it so much that I bought it myself. Now, there's a few exceptions, like Mother of Madness, I didn't really like at all. If I had to pick the worst Image book, that's what I would pick. I know in the 90s, they were kind of like that kind of publisher where they were like, okay, let's just go for gimmicks. But now they're really damn good. If you want like a solid story in any genre that's gonna like really affect you, and I wouldn't say change you, but like at the very least entertain you, Image has you covered. Now, Avatar Press, Warren Ellis's work, Black Summer, I didn't really like. I'll be reading that again next time I go to the library. And then you have books like Oni Press. I think Oni Press might be the second one I like. And then don't get me started on Ahoy Comics. They printed Project Cryptid, which is absolutely awful. Like, definitely a 1-star and a 10-star book. It's awful. I did not like a single page in that book, except for a few, two stories I liked. It was an anthology. Anyways, Sunset, Christos Gage. The artist is George Lucas, but not that George Lucas. He spells his name differently. Here's the artwork, just in case I didn't already show it. And I'm going to assume this is an original graphic novel. It does show chapters here, but graphic novels can do that here, actually. Honestly, each chapter is about the length of your average comic length. But no, it's the original graphic novel. Oh yeah, sorry, this is the, almost forgot. I actually don't mind this size of book, because it reminds me of, the book I used to buy. The book I got from the library that I will consistently check out whenever I want to check out a good Andy Diggle book, Ratcatcher. And it was actually smaller than this, but it was like that nice, like, almost like novel size, so you felt like you were reading an actual novel, not a funny book. There are still people that think that. Decades later, there's still some people who think that funny books are for kids. It's incredible. They still think that, but they do. Next up, we have Skybound Presents After School, Volume 1. This is a 4-issue miniseries. All 4 issues are in here, obviously, and a bunch of creators wrote these books. I think it's like 1 per issue. It's 1 writer per issue, so it's only 4 writers, but it's 4 different writers. So there's the credits page. Put it a little bit closer so you guys can pause the video and look at it, because I'm not going to name all these names. And then we'll do right here. It looks pretty interesting. This was one that I had just seen like a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, I'll get that when I have a gift card from the Knowledge Panel people or anyone else, or just if I have an open slot for my birthday. And it was like years later I never did that, and now I did. There's a reason why I did that. This and another book I got from a third-party seller with a gift card. So technically, this one, the one you'll see soon, I'll say what it is when I get to it. Technically, these 2 are not Christmas gift because I paid them with a gift card, but I opened them on Christmas Day. Yes, I did try to get to open them beforehand, but I was too late on the cuff of how you say that. But that was fine. I was like, it's just 2 books I'm not like the most excited about for anyways. So next 3, I had some money left over because 1 book. So there was 3 books from one author. And one of them was out of stock on Amazon. And I was like, alright, we'll get it from a third-party seller. They were outrageous, and like, they were over the price of the actual book itself. And I'm like, oh, you know what, whatever. But also, I didn't have enough money like for the budget, as is. Plus, it was going to be coming delivered in like January. I was like, nope, let's get these books instead. I want these also. And this is one that I was holding off on for a long time. And I don't really know why. But first up is Blood Commandment, written and drawn by Simon Kudaransky. And then we have his other 2 books, Something Epic, volumes 1 and 2. So first up, we'll do Blood Commandment. And this one, I believe 1 through 4, right? Nope, 1 through 5. 1 through 5 of Blood Commandment. Now, Simon Kudaransky is not an author I know a whole hell of a lot about. But there was 1 book I got from him that was also from Image that I got for like $2, and it was Amazon shipping, Prime shipping too. It was just my third-party seller called The Bookhouse Boys, which are really awesome. Like that, I really like them because they are cheap books and they pretty consistent quality. 1 book I got from them, I was already skeptical about getting it. I had to return because it was like it was like the pages were like bunched into one another, and I was like, nope, returning that right now. I'm not usually that picky, but it was like, I also want this book instead. That's when I got the Yesterday's Tomorrows. That's what I got instead of the other book. I will, if I think of it, I will get that other book, because I did want it, like, kind of, sort of. But it's almost like a really tiny book. Now I'm used to getting tiny books from Image. I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. But that will be then. Let's get on to the present times. So yeah, Blood Commandment, Volume 1, collecting 1 through 5 of Blood Commandment, showing the artwork, and I believe it is Simon Kudaransky does the artwork, too. Yep. Cool. He's a translation assistant. Does Simon Kudaransky not speak English? Just check with Something Epic. Yep. So he must not speak English. Huh, that's weird. Never knew that. I mean, he had a weird name. I'll spell his name weird. It's Simon, technically. And there's the artwork for Something Epic. I'm going to show another page of it because I realize that's kind of hard to see. It's hopefully better. But yeah, these ones I was going to get like a while ago. Probably in the same month I was going to get Antarctica. Not last month, but the month I was going to get it, but it was just too much money. And I was like, you know what, hold off on all those. Get these instead. And it's just kind of like a... No, wait, I think that was the month I got the Alex the Campus instead. Oops, I made a huge mistake. I didn't. Like I said to you guys before, it's art over the artist. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, nope. Okay. So 1 through 7 for Volume 1, and 8 through 12 for Volume 2 of Something Epic. Surprisingly enough, like I was actually kind of excited when I got those. You would think of like, oh, I kind of bottom of the barrel because I didn't know what else to get, but I was like, oh, nice, that's perfect. Next one up is yet another one of the only 3 technically, because 2 of them are from the same author, so I kind of count it as 2, but it's 3. This third G.I. Joe Energon Universe book, and that is written by Dan Waters, and that is Destro. Actually, wait, fourth, because I got this Scarlet from Kelly Thompson. I almost said Scarlett Johansson. No, but I got Scarlet from Kelly Thompson. So this is the fourth G.I. Joe book. Now, how am I going to get these Energon Universe books? Well, if I'm already getting books from Daniel Warren Johnson, I will get Transformers. I'm not going to do like a whole month of just Energon Universe books, because with Image, I am author over everything. I want everything by that author. If it's Robert Kirkman, fine. I'll get Void Rivals and nothing but Void Rivals, because he's written so much for Image, I don't think I'll ever be able to get what he's written all at once. So I'll just get in little snippets. But, for the most part, I want everything by this author at the same time. All at once. Everything everywhere all at once. So this is Destro, written by Dan Waters, with the creative team behind, I just realized behind Birthright is doing this. Andre Brazan and Adriana Lucas. That's kind of comes full circle, because I was just talking about Joshua Williamson. That was the other two I gotten. I counted two as, one as two. Or two as one, rather. Here's the artwork for Destro. I almost want to keep saying Deathstroke. That's not right. And it's 1 through 5 with Destro. Plug it in here. So, now, that's another thing. Like, what if they were like, what if Destro was like to be continued in Transformers Volume 3? So be it. As long as it's not written by Dan Waters, I'm not gonna get it. But Dan Waters, he is like one of those authors that, I don't really know a whole lot, but like, I can't say, oh, I've read this by him, it was really good. I just got a lot of other books by him, so I was like, you know what, we're getting that. I just want to make sure I got everything. Pretty sure I do. I don't know why I feel like I don't. I need to do that to myself. Cool. Alright. Moving on to the next one by Dan Waters, but co-written by Ron V. You will see that there's two of them that are co-written by Ron V. So much so that part of me was like, are they the same person? I'm sure they're not. And that is the One Hand and the Six Fingers. Now, this collects both the One Hand and the Six Fingers 5 issues miniseries. But because these two are connected, they do alternating chapters. So you get issue 1 of One Hand, then you get issue 1 of Six Fingers. That was the way they wanted you to read it. Now that the trade is out, they're like, this is the way you want to read it, this is the way it's going to be. Also, this is a book that came out on Christmas Eve. This is like a brand spanking new release. So all 10 issues, so 10 issue miniseries technically, next series technically, but no, it's just the two of them. So I don't know if this is Six Fingers or this is the One Hand. I know what's really funny about this is I kept thinking, oh, Ron V, I don't have everything by him from Image Comics. Yeah, I do, as of this book and the next book you'll soon see. I don't know why I didn't think I did. Of course, actually no, I can look it up. Because there's two places I can look up. Image Comics is not 100% accurate. You can find a book from Nick Spencer, for instance, and it won't have everything he's done for Image. There'll be one outstanding book that you'll see, like on Amazon or whatever, and like, oh, that wasn't on the Image Comics official website. So they are kind of weird about it. My go-to is League of Comic Geeks. They are very, very accurate. Sometimes they aren't. They keep thinking that Steve Orlando did a Mirka Andolfo book. The only one he's done is I think it's Sweet Paprika. It is a spin-off of Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika, whatever she did, that Steve Orlando writes that series to. And no, I'll not be getting that, because I don't count that as a Steve Orlando book. It's a co-authored book. I don't really count as a co-authored book, because it's in our series. Same with Spawn and Darkness and Witchblade. Moving on. There's something to open together. This is Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, written by Dan Waters and Ron V, and collecting all 4 issues of this miniseries. Now, these books I think are really nice because these are oversized omnibus size. They're, if you will, an oversized graphic novel. Not oversized graphic novel. An oversized hardcover. OHC. That's the abbreviation. Got that off. And now we can hear the little cracking. You may not be able to hear it because my fan is blowing. So there is the artwork for Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. Now again, like with all the scuffing here. Now again, like how it was with Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Kick in. Energon Universe. I will only be getting these because there's a bunch of Universal Monsters books. I'll only be getting the ones that I'm getting from the author themselves. Like when Department of Truth Volume 5... 5? Yeah, Volume 5 finally comes out from James Tynion. I will be getting that. The rest of the books I need from him, like that spin-off from Department of Truth, technically, I thought it was a spin-off, I don't think it is. That book, and then some others. And then, of course, his Universal Monsters book, which I think was Dracula, right? If I'm not mistaken. He had the really nice one. He had the one that people actually recognize. But anyways, Creature from the Black Lagoon lives, 1 through 4. So yeah, Image Comics got the right to do all the Universal Monsters books. Now this next one is from a third-party seller, and this is what they consider to be used very good. I would argue, and I think you guys can say the same, this is used good. So this got a little scuffing here, scuffing there, and just a little bit like scuffing here and there. Not a big deal, and when you open the book itself, you really can't tell. And the book is A Voice in the Dark, by the way. And I believe this is an OGN. Volume 1, created by Larry Taylor. I guess it's the artwork? No, let's see. For this edition, cover art. Larry Taylor, he's the cover art. Sylvie Taylor does the artwork. And then the editor. So yeah, just the artwork is done by him. Okay. And here is the artwork for A Voice in the Dark. This was one I saw along with Sunset, as it was their Image Comics. They don't do this very often, but they'll have digital sales, and this is one of the books they had. And I was like, hey, what's this book? Is the only book from this author? Yes, it is. I like doing that. It's kind of like a collect them all of the Image Comics one author books. I like doing that. Yeah, a lot of scuffing here. Like, my God, guys. This is from if you want me to not out them, but expose them. It is come on, brain, get it going. Let's not keep. I know I haven't eaten at all today yet, this morning, but let's not completely fog out. But where was I talking about? Oh, the third-party seller. Thrift books. One of the thrift books gave me this book, and it was awful condition. I wouldn't say like awful condition compared to what they usually give me. But again, you open it's just the cover. Everything else is fine. So I guess it still is very good. I shit in fear of what they consider to be used good. It's probably like the pages are falling apart, but hey, like no, it's like coming apart, like how it's like kind of half words that way. Like here, I'll show it. It's like about here, it's coming apart. But because it's not fully coming apart, they can still say use good and use acceptable. It's literally like they threw it in the pool and they took it out and like let's dry it and then you can still sell it. They didn't purposely do it, obviously. The person that gave it to them did that. Alright, so next two up is a series called Bedlam, written by Nick Spencer. And the artwork is done by, I think, someone that I like somebody I recognize. Ah, yes, it is! Riley Rossmo does the artwork. See, I knew it was someone I was like, oh yeah, that artist. I think this, honestly, like, looking at the artwork right away, it kind of fit with Riley Rossmo's artwork. Riley Rossmo, if he's not doing Robin with Megan Fitzmartin, he seems to actually put in effort. So yeah, Bedlam Volume 1, Flex Bedlam 1 through 6. I think Bedlam Volume 2 may just be 7 through 10. No, 7 to 11. So all 11 issues of Bedlam collected across 2 volumes. Unless they want to be assholes, and well, not be assholes, but unless the assholes at the comic book shop. But sometimes Image Books will, like, they won't be able to finish their work. Recently, Snot Girl came back to print. Well, not came back to print, came back, you know, new issue came out for Snot Girl. Because it was on hiatus for a long time. Sometimes that will unfortunately happen, even with big names like Brian Lee O'Malley, who created Scott Pilgrim. You have him to thank for your girlfriends that just listen to the Scott Pilgrim ruined a whole generation video. That's what I was trying to get at, but I don't want to get too vulgar. Anyways, or get too off topic. Anyways, next one up is Forgotless, also written by Nick Spencer. I know he didn't do the artwork. Nice. No, it's editor. Hey! Why don't you show the artist? I know he didn't do the artwork for the series. You can't tell me that he did. It's a lie. I'm gonna say W. Scott Forbes did the artwork. George Kalemo maybe did the colors. Yeah. It's weird that they. Oh, here it is. Sorry. They had two parts. Two parts. They had two credits pages. So art and colors is W. Scott Forbes, and then George Colho does art. It is art assists, and then colors again by Eric Skillman. They don't say assists; they just say art and colors. I don't know if they're talking about both parts. I don't know. But here is the artwork for Forgotten. There's two Forgotless technically. It's the same series. The ones they call like Forgotless, Live to Save the World, or something like that. But this is a new edition, so it should be. This is the new edition, so it should be everything. And let's see. Do they give us? Is it? Oh, okay. So Forgotless 1 through 5. So all 5 issues of the miniseries collected in here. Then we have volumes 2 and 3. I can try showing off volumes 2 first. Yep, volumes 2 and 3 of the Fix. Now, I do have volume 1 of the Fix in physical format, but I don't want you guys getting confused and thinking I got that this month. So, unlike I would do with the next series we'll see, or soon see, I will show the artwork for volume 2. So here's the artwork for volume 2 of the Fix. 5 through 8 of the Fix volume 2, and then 9 through 12 of the Fix volume 3. 12-issue miniseries. I decided to do it in 3 trade paperbacks, not one oversized trade hardcover or 2 trades. Because they couldn't either or. Artist for this is Steve Lieber. Colors by Ryan Hill for the Fix. Or is this a new edition one? I don't think so. But another unboxing. This is Shuttertown, yet again written by Nick Spencer. And then the artwork seems to be done by Adam Green. There's only 2 names here. And it might just be in black and white, so there might not be a colorist. Or the artist self colorist. Sometimes they will just do that. They'll just Image Comics will say this is the artist. And I guess we gotta assume he's the colorist. Cracking? No cracking. Painted art. They do. There's a little weird. There's a weird design here. It's like kind of that that kind of blur effect. They do that. I don't know why, but it's kind of cool. But I couldn't see who else was he. If there's any other artists or colors, so I'm just gonna say that. There's the artwork for Shuttertown. Yeah, another Nick Spencer book, and this is The Infinite Vacation. This one I got from a third-party seller called Stock and Trade, and usually they're like early. You'll get the book like a few days early. Day late. Thank God it was the 23rd, not the 26th, because you would have heard me screaming. Not on this video, but from your house. Yeah, you guys can live in China and you still can be screaming. But because sometimes the third-party sellers and they will say it literally said the 19th to 23rd you'll get it. No, they said arriving. Amazon said no. It was the next week. It was arriving next Saturday, and I got it Monday. So whatever date was, so 21st. I think 21st. I should have gotten it then, but I didn't. So here is the artwork for Infinite Vacation. It looks really interesting. Nick Spencer is an author I'll always know from his Spider-Man run, but he did a lot of good stuff. He did a really good run on Avengers World, which is a great example of a book that doesn't need to exist. Oh, come on, no water in that cup. Damn it! Right when I needed it too. I could have just edited it, like a little edit, gone out, get some water, come back, but I don't want to do that. And then I believe this is 1 through 6 of Infinite Vacation. Because I don't think this is an OGN. And I want to say it is anyways. You're not going to stay, are you? Oh, right here. 1 through 5, actually. Wow. for a thick book like this, it must mean that either issue 1 was like a uh, triple-sized book, or like triple-sized special edition. Today. So triple-sized book. I forget how they say that. You don't say it like that. They say different. All right. So his next 3. If I had to pick one that I was the most excited to get, it would be these next 3. Why did I say that? Well, I finally, for now at least, till Undiscovered Country comes back, have everything by Scott Snyder for Image Comics. Finally. You got Volume 2 of Nocterra, we got Volume 3 of Nocterra, we got Volume 5 of Undiscovered Country. So Volume 2 of Nocterra Volume 2, Pelton Metal. I knew it was that, but I had to double check to make sure. This one collects the Nocterra Special Blacktop Bill, and then 7 through 11 of Nocterra. Now, I had gotten every single issue that's in this book in single issue floppies. But on the shelf, I don't want it to go Nocterra Volume 1, Nocterra Volume 3. That's going to look kind of stupid. So those single issues will go in what's called my wrong box. Those are the books that I sell. Usually honestly, a lot of it is, I got these books in trades. So I don't need the single issues anymore. A good example is my John Byrne Fantastic Four books. All of those issues that I have, they're just random issues. Like I didn't go consistently. It'd be like 260 to 266, and then 280 to 286. And it wouldn't be consistent. That's how I collected books back in the day. And I got the omnibuses, I sold those. I put those in the wrong box. They're not all books I didn't like. Some are, yes, but most of them are just like ones I have a duplicate of, or what have you. Moving on. So 7 to 11 Nocterra. I'll show you artwork because I don't have Volume 1 handy. And then Volume 3 of Nocterra is called No Breaks. Sorry, if I could go over where the artist was. Did I do that for Infinite Vacation too? I'm going too fast. Christian Ward is the artist for Infinite Vacation. I'm going too fast. Only behind the one though. Yeah, I'm going too fast. No, I'm doing the second cut. You won't get this same video repurposed as what I originally planned to do, was have this video repurposed as complete December 2024 haul, but unfortunately, you will soon see why I can't do that. Because you have one outstanding book, technically. You'll soon see. Alright, so Tony Daniel does the artwork for Nocterra, and I think he does the colors too. Oh, no, colors is Marcelo Maiolo. Already showed the artwork. I'll do it again. I know I already did it, but let's do it again. Because I feel like I didn't. Scott Snyder is a great example of an author that is kind of hit or miss. But I read Volume 1 of Undiscovered Country at the beginning of this year, and I liked it. I thought it was good. But I wasn't like super crazy about it like I was with his Batman run. His first volume was Batman run or anything like that. But it's not as bad as his Justice League or Dark Knight's Metal. Those books were just kind of boring. Justice League was actually like somewhat, I'd say in the middle between like by like and don't like kind of thing. So there's that. There is that. But, yeah. I know I was getting kind of distracted as I started talking. Alright, so Volume 3, go back to Volume 3, No Breaks of Nocterra. That one collects 12 to 16, and then the Nemesis special. I don't think this series is coming back. I think this was the final volume of the series. They said, like, final volume in... No, it says ongoing series. Okay. Never mind. This is coming back. It said next arc. But they had said, like... They said, like, the final volume in Season 3, whatever. You know, getting texts. Not from people I want. Oh my god, could you imagine that? My career advisor texts me, Merry Christmas. Nice. Not that I'm saying I don't judge her for not doing it, obviously, but it's just would be like nice to do. I really nice to give from her. I've never gotten it before, so I'm not expecting it, but really nice Christmas gift. She won't give me anything. Yeah, really hard for me to say afterwards. I don't think of her like that because we all know. She doesn't watch my YouTube video. I actually haven't told me my YouTube channel, so I can tell her. I can say anything. All right, next up is Undiscovered Country, and this is 25 to 30. She's married though, so I obviously can't go after her. I would have if she weren't though, and she weren't dating somebody. There's the artwork for Undiscovered Country, which is done by. This is actually co-authored by Charles Soule, but mostly Scott Snyder. That's who I think of who writes this. It's Scott Snyder, not Charles Soule. Giuseppe Camuncoli does the layouts, and finishes is done by Leonardo Marcello Grassi, and then colored by Matt Wilson. Alright, and the next one, this one, if I had to pick like a single book, because technically I would have to pick Nocterra and Undiscovered Country, but this one I was so damn excited to finally get. This is not only the last Brian Buccellato book I need for Image, but this series is already getting auctioned for a movie. Well, I think it's done by a big name. It's done by someone who's like a lot of good work. I want to say Madison Tomlin, but I don't think it's right. Some big name director is doing doing the movie for this, and that is No/1 or No One. All 10 issues collected in this pretty thick trade, written by Brian Buccellato and Kyle Higgins. And then, oh yeah, there's a QR code you can scan. I found that pretty cool. And you listen to like the come on, brain, podcast version. Okay, so I know you're doing a little thing here. You know, it's the really cool design here. But can you tell me who wrote this book or who did the artwork for it? You can't. Okay. They're doing like a little thing here. It's like a little aesthetic. So I don't know who did the artwork. Look it up. Here's the artwork. They're doing what's called like what do you call it? They do like, it's kind of like they want to make it. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Because this is like, it must be all about hacking or something like that. So the first few pages are kind of like looking like it's kind of like, oh, the person's searching it up, and they get the thing that you got all the time back in the day when you go on a porn site. It's the pop-ups thing. I never got that. Well, actually, I do technically, but it's manageable. Because they want. There they are. Nope. That's just all the QR codes to the podcasts. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing about the author. It's someone Borges. Yeah, thick book. Oh, is there actually something in the back? Yay, they do. Okay, so no, we don't. Again, it's just a 10-episode audio series. But Rachel Lee Cook, who they credit her as being in She's All That, Why Not Josie and the Pussycats? That's a supremely underrated movie. And this is part of the Massiverse, too. Okay, moving on. We'll look it up after. You know what, we'll do it right now. But yeah, No One. I'm so excited to finally have that book. It just was one of those talked about books. Like Image, like no one, unless you're Saga, no one seemed to talk about Image books or your Energon universe. You had to be something that was something beforehand. Like Saga is obviously that was creator owned, but Transformers, that's Hasbro. That's not creator owned shit. That is just shit that exists before, and you're putting your take on it. Oh, damn it. So it's not like, you know, it's basically like doing Spider-Man. The same dealio there. Okay, No One. Geraldo Borges is the artwork. That's all it's credited, so that's what I'm gonna say. Alright, now on to the ones that I have the most from. And it kind of pisses me off because, here, I'm gonna show it right now. So I got 2 copies of Volume 2 of The Forged. At first I thought it was my mistake. I was like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. But no. Powell Chicago, I'm outing them, they gave me Volume 1. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna give you Volume 1. Sure, it's Volume 2. Sorry. So I ordered Volume 1. That'll coming in on 29th or earlier if I get lucky. Get it, get lucky, haha. But probably not because it's Amazon Prime and they're a bit slow because it's the holidays. I understand. But Palace Chicago, other than that, they're awesome. Like I really like their third party seller. When they say new condition, it is new condition, like brand spanking new. They do everything a third party seller should. They package it in packaging wrap and they make sure it's in there tight. But they do make a mistake once and give you a second copy of Volume 2. I think it'd be really funny if the other third party seller, whoever got me Volumes 2 and 3, did 1 and 3. So either way, I didn't even notice. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. I got 2 copies of Volume 2. The series is written by Greg Rucka with artwork done by. So Eric Troutman is the story also. Then the artwork's done by Mike Henderson. Yeah, really annoying. Especially because this is the one outstanding book is Volume 1, and it's because they made a mistake. It wasn't me. I should have known. And this is... It's 3 issues per volume. So 4 through 6 for Volume 2. Let's pretend this is Volume 1. There's 1 through 3, obviously. And then Volume 3 is 7 to 9. So 3 issues per issue. 3 issues per volume. And that's because they're going for an aesthetic here. That was the worst I can look for. Is aesthetic. They're going for an aesthetic here, and that is like those magazine-sized books they did back in the day, like Conan and what have you. So you knew it was for older audiences, I think. What's the point? I believe. Next up, we have the series that, when I think of Greg Rucka, I'm like, oh, well, this series is really good. Read this one. And that is The Old Guard. Finally had this series, so volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the 1, 2, and 3 of the Old Guard. Now, Volume 3 is actually like with that bitch plan in Volume 3. Actually, they don't call it as Volume 3; it's Volume 1 technically. But this is like a spin-off series where each issue is written by a different author. And I don't think Greg Rucka does a single story here. You got like Vita Ayala, Kelly Sue DeConnick. What's his name? The Bitterroot guy. That series is coming back, by the way. I never thought, well, David F. Walker. That series is coming back, by the way. It's like every single month, Image is like, hey, here's this series you thought was over. It's coming back. Or here's this book by this author you never thought was going to ever write anything again, for Image at least. It's like, but I got that because of that reason. Actually, Greg Rucka does do a series here. Yeah, Vita Ayala, Jason Aaron, David F. Walker, Matt Fraction, Robert McKenzie, and Dave Walker, which is really funny because there's a spin-off series I never knew was a spin-off called Compass, and I was reading the back of it like months after I bought it. I was like, wait a minute, Greg Rucka, Old Guard says a spin-off? I didn't know that. So now I have the complete collection of that. Kelly Sue DeConnick, as I said before. Eric Troutman. Here's one that Brian Michael Bendis. He did I said that because he did the other thing. What should we call it there? Andrew Wheeler. Didn't know that. So a lot of big names that I recognize more than anyone else does probably. But Troutman guy, he did Forged. That's why I mentioned him. Eric Troutman. Here's the artwork for Volume 1. I'll show both Volume 1 of Tales Through Time and Volume 1 Opening Fire. Because why not? I can do it. So here is the artwork for Opening Fire. Now, Greg Rucka, this is the one I got the most from. This is like the reason that I, was so limited afterwards. There was 2 books. There was 2 authors gonna get either Greg Rucka or another one. Probably should have the other one because I wouldn't have gotten 2 volumes of Forge Volume 2. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I've been putting off this Greg Rucka big lot for so long. Let's get this for Christmas. It'll be a very Greg Rucka Christmas. Yeah, see, this is from Wonder Book 2. I don't know if you can see it, but it's bunched at the bottom like this. What's going on with you guys, Wonder Book? Is it USPS I gotta yell at? I wouldn't yell at them. It's a little blemish. It's not a big deal. It's just when you think of used like new, and usually Wonder Book is awesome, you get your hopes up. So Volume 1, this is, I think, 1 through 5. Yeah, really damn good series. Like, really captivating. The artwork is awesome. Artwork is amazing. Come on, guys. There we go. Yes, 1 through 5. I was right. So I'm going to assume Volume 2 is 6 through 10, and Tales Through Time is 1 through 5 of Tales Through Time. That much I remember. Double check. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So I got the artwork on it. I showed the artwork, didn't I? I know I did for this one. No, 1 through 6 for Tales of Time, so you had an extra issue there. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this again. If I could do it. Here's the artwork for Volume 1, Opening Fire. I mean, I did it for the other book there. Oh, this was $16.99. Usually with Image, the first issue will be $10, but I thought that was going to be the case with Volume 1. But I think there's only two volumes so far. I didn't know that, so I don't know. I think this is the 7 through 11. It feels a bit thicker than the other one did, so it could very well be 7 through 12. Force multiplied 1 through 5. So it's they did the Hellboy where they're like, oh, instead of calling it the Old Guard the Old Guard 6 through 10, we're just gonna say the Old Guard Force multiplied 1 through 5, because that's not confusing at all. But the trades, if you're a trade like I am, you get rewarded, and you're like, hey, this is Volume 2. Get Volume 1 before this. Yeah, sometimes it pays good to be. Sometimes it's a good idea to be a trade winner. Damn good idea. All right. Now, next up we have all 8 volumes so far of Lazarus. 7 volumes, and then Volume 8 is called, or Volume 8, or Volume 6.5, it's called X plus 66. Alright. Now, Lazarus is another series I've read by Greg Rucka that, like with Old Guard, was really damn good. But I never got to finish it. And technically speaking, I never got to finish Tales Through Time, because the library didn't have either. But I think now they have all of Lazarus. And they said periodical for Tales of Time, and I was going through all like the motions you go through, like, okay, hit this, hit that, and they're like, you are pirating a book. Are you sure you want to do this? And I'm like, you told me you could. You literally were saying, go through, do these steps. And I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. Because knowing you guys, it'd just be issue 1 of the series. Because they said, oh no, Tales of Time, but be issue 1. It was a really weird thing. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll have to wait till I buy it to buy the entire series to read that series. So this is 1 through 4. It's collected in Volume 1. And the artist, I keep looking at the artist. I'm so backwards. Alright. Let's go back in time. So for Old Guard, the artist is Leonardo Fernandez, who also has the cover. Oh, colors. Colors by Danielo Miwa. So that's for Old Guard, what I just said. The Miwa guy is the colors for Old Guard. Now for Lazarus, the artist is Michael Lark, who also has the letters. It's kind of different. With Stefano Gordino and Brian Level. Colors by Santi Arcas. Now this is a 7+ volume series. I am not going to go over the creative team for each volume. We're just going to assume it stays consistent throughout the entire series. Same author. That's what matters for me most. So 1 through 4. I will say what issues are collected in each. So I think one of them they do like issue 5 of the spin-off series, and then issues 1 through 4, and then 6 through 8 are the next volume. It's really weird. Hell, I need to make sure that everything's collected here. Volume 2. Bunch it over. Volume 2 is Lazarus 5 through 9. Really, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Never mind. I was gonna say they did 4 issues again. They did 4 issues again. Volume 3. Oh, is this called something? Shit. Okay, so Volume 1, Family, collects 1 through 4 of Lazarus. Volume 2, Lift, collects 5 through 9 of Lazarus. I like being complete. I'm a completist in every single fucking nature, so that includes my comic hauls. I like to be consistent, and complete list. Volume 3, Lazarus Volume 3, Conclave, collects Lazarus 10 to 15. So there's a reason for why, it says used book on the side here. There's a reason why I like doing, I'm doing, we're doing, it's really annoying. I don't know who keeps one out there. We only have like 4 people in the house, including me. There used to be one person keeps one out there. Leave the fucking door open. You can go out, you know, you can go out and in, like bringing out food and bring in food. Yeah, leave the fucking door open. It's a really annoying sound. Really annoying sound. But anyways, as I was saying with Lazarus, the completist, the used book, I forget. Lazarus Volume 4. Oh, so yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So a good thing with like, oh, look, dirt in the back. The fuck? It's not dirt, but it's like, it's awful. Anyways, a good thing about like books like outstanding, so I can do my complete haul for the month, because there's one outstanding book this month, is that I can, 2 if I get lucky, is that I can, if I forget to mention something, I can remember it for next time and be more complete. So if you want a more complete version of this video, yeah, wait till January 1st. Volume 4, Poison, collects 16 through 20, I believe. No, 16 21, actually. What I say January 1st, when I said, hey, I'm getting it on the 29th, well, the complete graphic novel haul, I always do it the 1st of next month. Unless it comes out, unless the book is, like, past the month, obviously I have to wait till that book comes in and do it the next day. Like, say it comes in January 5th, I'll do the complete haul January 6th. Yeah, dirt in the back of that. It's not dirt, but it's, like, sticky dirt. They shouldn't even be able to sell that at that point. Like, that's, like... I know they say used. I get that's what we get for used, but what the fuck, guys? Chapter 5, Lazarus Volume 5, Cull, collects, well, issues 22-26 of Lazarus. Volume 6, Fracture 1, collects Lazarus Risen 1 through 3. That's the one series I'm kind of like, it's kind of weird. So Volume 7 is Fracture 2, and that one collects 27-28 of Lazarus and 5 through 7 of Lazarus Risen. So no issue 4. I'm hoping that X66 has issue 4, because other than that, I gotta get it on the Kindle. And I don't want to do that, because I don't get enough books on Amazon. Yeah, 1 through 6 of X66. There's no issue 4 of Risen. Unless they miscalculated themselves and like, no, Volume 6 actually, we have issue 4 here. Chapter 2 of Fracture. It's weird, why wouldn't they have issue 4? I know, okay, fine, the series is still going on, and then Volumes 8, actual Volume 8, will have that, but are you sure? You know? I know Risen was already like a double-sized format book, but you don't need to fuck us over. Prelude Part 1. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. Alright, moving on. No, I'll just do it right now. Lazarus Risen. It's weird they don't have it. Collected in the actual trade. What the first one up that came up that was, oh my god, it's $5.99. They better not have it. That's an expensive book to get. Yeah, 67 pages. So, oh, you know what I can do? I can do the sample. I want you guys to send me a free sample. That's why I need to sample on the actual thing itself. So that's what the, okay, so I'll know that. I'll look at that. Look at that after. Alright, 2 more books. First one up is the other one that I got with Wonder Book along with that after school special book. The reason why I got that after school special book is I wanted to get this one. And I was like, okay, I have 7 books left over, let's get this. And this one is Fractured Fables. Another Nick Spencer book. This is an anthology. I don't usually count anthologies as like, oh, we need to get this. This is the last book I need from Nick Spencer. But it was the last book I needed in general. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. And it was also one I wanted to get. And it's kind of a neat book, too, because Peter David does story in here. A lot of big names do stories in here. So I was like, you know what? Let's get it. So, I'm only going to name the big names. Like Ben Temple-Smith. Brian Talbot sounds familiar. Terry Moore. Shannon Wheeler. Kind of a big name. Shane White sounds familiar. So does Doug TenNapel. Bill Morrison. Phil Hester. Joshua Williamson. Peter David, as I mentioned before. But again, so Peter David is 113 to 121. That's like not even 10 pages. That's why I don't count these guys as Brian Haberlin as like, oh, I need, it says anthology. It's like few pages. Like, who the hell cares? Yeah, well, I do apparently. Nick Spencer and Michael Elrod and Lauren Elrod. So like you get like stuff like this, just a bunch of fables. But an introduction by whoever did Fables, like that DC Comics series, Bud Willingham. But then I get like stories like this in this format, this ugly format. This is just text. That's why. But I think this is an all ages book. That's what it advertised as. But on the back of this book here, there is no the age group is this, which is really weird because they always did that. But I guess Silverline is their kitty imprint. Because I know Shadowline is not. Technically not. And then, last but not least, one of the biggest books I own from Image as far as how tall the book is, and that is Desolation Jones, the Biohazard Edition by Warren fucking Ellis. Yes, I know he's done really bad things, but the more you look into it, the more you're like, hey, why is this person so loud in the comic book industry, but Warren Ellis gets kicked out? Shouldn't they both get kicked out, or both be reprimanded, or both get the same treatment? And that's the comic book industry for you. We have a murderer in our comic book industry. That's Alex DeCampi. She led. I hate to do this because it's Christmas, because I'm supposed to think about sad things and depressing things, but I do want to mention it. Alex DeCampi bullied Ed Piscor to suicide. A very unfortunate thing. That just honestly, it perfectly encapsulates what the modern comic book industry is in a nutshell. Alex DeCampi may have written a good book in, so far one good book, in No Mercy, but even that has problems, number one. And again, the biggest thing is separating the art from the artist. If you can do that, you can go a long way with comics. It's unfortunate. I don't like doing it either, but it can be done. Alright, so here's the artwork for Desolation Jones, collecting all 6 issues of the series, written by Warren Ellis, with artwork done by the incredible J.H. Williams III. So here is the artwork for Desolation Jones. And to come full circle with J.H. Williams, because he did the, he also did he paired up with Greg Rucka, the artwork for Greg Rucka's magnum opus Batwoman run. Which, yes, I will be reading very soon here. Because I do got the omnibus. Colorist is Jose Valeria. And that, as I say, is that. Let's count how many books there are in the video and put these on my shelf. The good thing about getting 2 books of the same, 2 books of Volume 2, is I can put it on my shelf and act like Volume 2 is Volume 2. Or Volume 2, Volume 1, and then Volume 2, Volume 3. Because they're basically the same size. I can't imagine if Volume 1 is going to be any thicker. Maybe thinner, but not any thicker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 comics. That does not sound right. That does not sound right at all. Because I got 5 books, because it was... 36 doesn't sound right. Because it was 29. I got 2 more books after that. So that's 31. No, I'm right. 36 comics for this month. Yeah, I got more last year. But that's because I didn't pay. I did a lot more Amazon than this time around. But that, like I say, is not an hour-long video. Yay! I'm surprised. You think I'd be more starving right now because I haven't had a single bite to eat yet. That's what happens during Christmas. It's the first thing you do is open gifts. And even then, we had like that brief interval where I could have had a snack, but I didn't. But while this video uploads and while I catch up on YouTube, I'll be snacking. Because you can have candy for breakfast on Christmas, and no one can say a fucking thing. Yeah, go check that Lazarus book. You know what? Post-credit scene, let's check to see that Lazarus issue is collected in here. And they just said, oh no, actually it is, but I don't think it is, though. Alright, so that's what that looks like. Okay, go back to Lazarus. It's full price, too. Like, I'm trying not to buy so much on the Kindle. I have a credit card, sure, but almost limited. And I want to go, not go beyond the limit, but I also, nope. Okay. Better not have it, because I'm going to get that book now. So it looks like you gotta get Lazarus Risen issue 4 yourself. It's kind of annoying, because they should have it in the actual trade, but they don't. MasterCard. There we go. Now I have everything by Greg Rucka once Volume 1 of The Forge comes in, obviously. But that, as I say, is that.